30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
You almost had that too. First blood. All for naught. Didn't you see me waiting? Get wet. Denied. My force. defense is broken!
Tinker, failure, soldier.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Denied. Backwash. No.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that. And yeah, actually I didn't change a damn thing, but now apparently just opening the options menu has turned it back on.
That is the weirdest thing.
Yeah, you saw that. That wasn't me trying to cover it. Like, I literally just opened the options menu, checked it, it was perfectly fine.
I am the witness that the game was just bugging a bit.
Alright, we're joining in now. The in-game audio should be straight, and very sorry for the inconvenience. Guys, thankfully it has been a relatively quiet game, and the last couple of seconds while we were gone there, it looked like DK and Navi were kind enough to not let a whole lot happen.
Dandy, now Boots of Travel, level 8 up on him, so that means max smarts of the machines. And this is where he'll start getting active. He is gonna go for that Blink Dagger as well before he can really start pressing the lanes and keeping back and forth securely while harassing all the heroes on the various lanes of DK. ISSI is farming up the jungle, and we saw Mushi clearing out the bigger pull spot as well.
Navi now moving up top. They've got 3 smoked. They're going to take a lot of Mushi. Kill if they can get it. They're going to go for it. There's the global silence. Well timed. And the immediate follow-up is there. So Mushi biffs it off the 3-man smoke gank, and now Navi in a position to try to push this tier 1 top. And yeah, holding Mushi down at this stage of the game is so important for them.
Yeah, he's probably the #1 target to keep down right now. Normally you would think that Morphling would be a must, but the Storm Spirit can just offer so much in terms of ganking that keeping him down is gonna matter a whole lot more for them, especially if he got that Orchid up and running. He could kill down the Tinker or the Lion easily on his own.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Burning, charging back with MMY and Habost. Dove behind his own tier 1, and that's going to be a killing spree for Burning. So even though Navi takes the tier 1...
Oh, but look at Lamin. Activated Vendetta, knows where Tinker is.
Yep, Zindy. Long up, this is going to jump right on him. Mushi's there, as is Lana. A little bit of immediate revenge for Mushi as he secures that kill himself. Now Kuro surrounded and doesn't even know. There's going to be the chain cross. Gets a good bounce off of it. That's going to be another kill for Mushi. And MMY even managed to survive. So DK is out aggressiving the aggressive Navi squad.
Great read by MMY, just sending the chain cross immediately.
Radiant's middle tower.
We saw Burning was sort of low on the Morphling, and Kuro desperately wanted to try and get the Finger of Death off of him.
Just wasn't happening. Just like that, we were tied up in kills at 7-4, and even though Navi again takes the tier 1 top, it ends up being DK that takes a tier 1 as well. We're 12 minutes in, and still a very close game in both metrics, so not a whole lot of talking to be done about that. Let's take a look at item choices and item progression. Looks like Funnick, he's got his Ring of Health up as well as a headdress, so potentially a pipe could be on the way for
definitely going for that pipe of inside against the lineup of DK. They have a Lich, they have a Storm Spirit, they have a Nyx Assassin. There's those are 3 good heroes for pipe usage, and then Poppy has that mechanism up and running, and I fear this might be a very difficult game for Havos to play in. We saw him already being run down twice already, and with Nyx Assassin now being level 6, actually he's closer to level 8 now, but with him having Vendetta up and then of course the Storm Spirit, it's so hard for a squishy intelligence heroes like the Silencer to just stay anywhere on the map. He needs to stick to Poppy throughout the game.
It's like Mushi is not going to be rushing his Orchid. Instead, he picked up an Ogre Club, so very well could be a BKB.
Watch Tinker on the bottom lane. Let's see Mushi's game sense.
And just hanging around.
Immediately leaving as soon as he starts the march.
Up atop.
Radiant's
tier 2 being threatened by Navi. That's where 4 are. Soon to be 5 as Zindy very quickly. Tier 1 having the creeps cut now by DK. They've got 2 at top trying to hold off or at least forestall this tier 2 rush. Ice. Natural Spirit. There's going to be the global silence, and they're going to try to engage on the MMY. Down at bottom is also a fight breaking out. So it looks like the March of the Machines will push them back up at top. They will be able to clean up MMY by the time all is said and done. So the global silence spent, but only for 1 kill on Lich.
It was actually a great read by great communication. Nyx Assassin and Storm Spirit on the bottom lane was jumping in for the Tinker, and as soon as that happened, when they were running through the March of the Machines and about to kill Dandy, the silence came out and there was nothing they could do and they had to back off.
Meantime, the tier 2 still under assault. Okay.
And I think Mushi was contemplating going for a fast Orchid, but after his initial death to the Global Silence, he's instead going for the Ogre Club now.
Yeah, I was mentioning that too. Like, he's actually had that Ogre Club for a while. The fact that it looks like he's going for a BKB first. A little counter warding going on
Radiant's
for
bottom
NaVi
tower
at
is
the
under
moment.
attack.
Tier 1. Still in great shape at bottom, so Dindy has done an excellent job of making sure these tower trades, or at least tower damage trades, are favoring NaVi. Puppey, again with his mech done. Kuro, kind of joke for the moment, or joke, kind of broke for the moment. But yeah, the kind of progression slowly but surely taking shape. This game just feels very slow-paced compared to a lot of the other games we watched today.
We are gonna see some pretty hefty mid-game fights, and especially late game, and I do believe this one will go as far as late game. I don't think that even with the pipe up on
Radiant's bottom tower
now.
is under attack.
Yep, they're going to engage onto him, Vendetta, and yeah, got Malefice, but the Earth Splitter comes out. Doesn't catch much. Is going to be the Earth Spike, trying to catch Lanham. Puppey turning it around now. MMY's right there. Eats the Finger of Death. Manages to make it away with very little health. He's got about 25 HP. And the rockets actually aren't... Nope, there they are. I thought he missed them. But was in vision and brought down. So off of this, NaVi should have...
Immediate reaction from Puppey on the Malefice.
So quick, man.
A bit puzzled by why Lanham didn't at least try to stun him, because he would have been standing right in the dead center of the Earth Splitter. I suppose the Malefice prevented him from even trying that, just because of the animation.
Going to deny the tower.
Dire's top
as
tower
Lanham
has
lands
been
to make sure
denied.
that happens. They did take the tier 1 at bottom, Burning. Doing his farming down in that bottom lane as well.
Bunny completing his pipe. Any second, sitting on 26 on
Pipe's such a big item.
There we go.
Such a big item.
Definitely.
Especially at this timing. 16.5 minutes is pretty legit.
You know, maybe they do want to push. Maybe this is sort of a unconventional push strat from NaVi.
We'll find out as Funnick moves back out onto the map. Ice, ice, ice. Only about 150 gold away from a mech of his own. Very important item for him to have. As, like you said, NaVi has plenty of push power, and they certainly have the ability to take fights under the enemy tower. Will be a Scepter build, actually, not a BKB build out of the post, as he's picked up his staff of wizardry now. And just wanting to boost up the ult.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? You think it's the right choice?
Yeah, I definitely think that a silencer with Scepter and then later on a refresher is probably the most annoying thing in the world to play against. There's just nothing you can do about it, and you take so much damage as well because of how Curse of the Silence suddenly activates on you whenever Global Silence goes off because of that Scepter. See Burning, getting close to his Linking Sphere.
2,500 gold, along with his Perseverance. And DK doing a pretty good job of keeping the map spread and keeping their gold and experience efficiency high.
Probably investing into a Gem of True Sight rather than trying to go for a straight Blink Dagger or Black King Bar. So they really want to play aggressive. He ran past a ward from DK.
Bougie gonna TP away. Kuro's right there. There's the Hex to lead. And Malefice is there as well with the Earth Spike. Another good kill. As Mushi's brought down before he can make any more progress towards his BKB. He actually doesn't have anything on the couriers.
I think it's just on the line of the base though.
Is it?
Oh, you know, on the middle lane.
Didn't even notice that. Mid. See, Sice and Lenham being pursued a bit, but doesn't look like much is going to come of it. I want to point out the warding from DK. Very aggressive in the Radiant jungle. One right at the top of the steps. That'll be expiring soon, but also this one near the top part of the lane.
Dire's top tower is
I don't
under
know
attack.
who has the late game advantage. I guess it all comes down to who initiates better and what targets DK choose to focus with their Storm Spirit and the Nyx Assassin. But it's definitely
Dire's
difficult
top
for them to
tower is
initiate
under
on them,
attack.
just because of Kuroki obviously sitting with 2 great disables in hand, the Black Hole from Puppey, and most importantly the Global Silence. I probably favor this for NaVi, however stupid that may sound, but
I mean, it's tough because, like, I agree with you. Like, NaVi's got some late game potential. Lamb's gonna be caught in the river now and killed off quick, fast, and in a hurry. But DK's got a lot going for them too. I mean, Morphling and his late game potential can never be denied. The Elder Titan is never gonna be bad with Natural Order, just never. And you know, Lich does kind of fall off. That's probably the big thing. Like Lich and Nyx, you know, the Impale's always nice, but Tinker ends up getting much, much better.
But that's just it. I think Lion and of course Enigma, but also Darkseer scales a lot better into the late game than Lich Assassin, Lich, and then Elder Titan, despite Natural Order being so great. Bottom lane.
Little sloppy, burning. Gonna be black hold, and here comes Mushi to try to turn this around. They're gonna be able to grab one. Puppy's gonna be blown up immediately. Bouncing back and forth. Mushi with ice. Helping clean this up. Wow, he got up a Chain Frost that bounced quite far away. Funnick and Dindy making a run through the woods as they finish off one more. That was Kuro they caught up with in lane. So lose the Storm Spirit, and Mushi ends up dying through it all, but they do get 2.
Yeah, I think that was a good fight for DK to take. What seemed to be a disastrous fight for Navi when focusing everything on the Morphling and him just strength morphing through it. You saw Poppy dedicating the black hole for him alone and not getting anything out of it. They did manage to get Mushi down, and that's sort of okay when you trade your 2 supports for that. Everything used on the Navi side of things though, but that pipe really did work.
We're all knotted up, 10-10, 20 kills in 20 minutes. And a slight lead currently in favor of Navi Goldwise. Experience going the other way. So 20 minutes behind us. What do you think the game plan's going to be, Melk, looking ahead to the next 10 to 15?
I think we're going to see Burning build his regular Morphling without the Ethereal Blade. It's I'm sort of torn on it just because of how low HP some of the targets on Navi is. On the other hand, because of that silence, especially as we go into the late game, maybe it is better for Burning to just have, you know, a Satanic and a Butterfly and just stand his ground and be a physical DPS only that doesn't really seem to care about being silenced up.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be tanky. He can right-click like hell. If the Elder Titan were on the other side, for example, it'd be a problem. Like, Silencer plus Elder Titan would be the ultimate anti-Morphling combination, but he's got the ET on his side, so he doesn't even need a lot of items either on himself or on others like a Deso to reduce armor or whatever. That's not going to be the issue at all. So long as he's attacking fast and he has a little bit of innate survivability, he's going to be able to really blow up the Lion, for example, and probably the Silencer as quick as he would if he did
exactly.
Blade.
I wish DK would allocate some farm for MMY though, because he's gonna have a very hard time surviving in any of these fights if he stays on 700 HP throughout. He only has brown boots, well, and a magic stick.
Invis Rune, bottled up by Mushi. Now they're gonna double back. And there's 3 targets not far from them now. Kuro, Funnick,
Radiant's
and
top
Havost.
tower is under attack.
They actually decide to go top instead of down through and in front of the tier 2. They're going to take a shot at Dindy. Better get there quick, though. They have a general idea of where he is, and yep, now they're going to spot him. Now he comes.
See him.
Oh, wow. Nope, they're going to jump, and nope, they got an eye on him. Dindy in trouble, and brought down. Anytime you can kill a Tinker, especially at this stage of the game when he's particularly hard to catch up with.
And it's taking the kill. Good for you, MMY. He's actually building a
kill secured, man.
Seems as if he's gonna build a pipe.
Is
Yeah, that's
under
what I was
attack.
thinking too. Looks like he had 2 ringer regens. I think he sold one and bought a TP instead. 2 ringer regens and a ring of health. And Lanham spots Kuro. Burning's right there with him. Probably doing what he can. Trying to drive by back, not gonna work. Kavos hits the double silent. But Lanham left behind. Burning should be fine.
Radiant's top tower
Yep,
is
they're
under
gonna get him
attack.
anyway. Though 2 intelligence stolen by Havost there, and he is continuing to build out. However, this whole time, DK has been pressuring the top tier 1. They have it down to about half health. However, the rotation of Puppy should be enough to stop it.
Oh yeah, that's probably one of the ultimate late game heroes to have, right? Silencer. If this goes really, really deep, which a lot of DK games do, Havost on that Silencer can get so smart. He's stolen 4 intelligence so far.
Dire's
Yep, looks that
middle
way.
tower is
And
under
only going to
attack.
get worse. And that Scepter very, very close now. Very
Radiant's
close.
top
Only
tower is
about
under
300
attack.
gold. So, taking a look at how things have panned out KD-wise, obviously Burning is looking fantastic. He's at 5-0. Puppy's been a playmaker as well, 4-1. 4-3 for Mushi, so a bit up and down. Funnick on the Darkseer. Told you it was sick. He's 3-0. And after that, though, 4 deaths already on Havost. So even though he has managed to steal a little bit of intelligence, he's still playing a little bit from behind.
Ice mechanism, 2300 gold, yeah.
Navi sticking together for the most part, taking no chances and just letting Dindy bounce around the map. They might smoke here because they've got 4 up on the high ground.
Almost very close to his Aghanim Scepter though. But yeah, both teams seems sort of equally aggressive. Navi more so as a team, whereas DK is trying to find the pick off through the Storm Spirit and, of course, the Nyx Assassin.
They got the silence off on him. Mushi couldn't make much of it.
Burning is going for Ethereal Blade.
Yep.
Go tipped up on him. 2,000 gold.
Let's see how dedicated to the defense they happen to be. Nice, nice. Use that Astral Spirit, force them back, and successfully does so.
He's gonna go up and push the top tower. Dendi is there to defend it though.
I was gonna say, it looks like DK is really okay with just making space and letting Navi push.
And the levels on the team seem sort of even, aside from Burning, who's now 15. Actually, Mushi on the Storm Spirit is 14, whereas the highest level on Navi is Poppy on level 13 Enigma. So a bit of an edge in terms of experience for DK. Scepter now completed on the Silencer.
Both teams seem really like
Radiant's bottom
this is very much a
tower is
chess
under
match kind of a
attack.
game. We're not seeing a whole lot of just overt aggression. Both teams are falling back and playing ultra defensive, but then when they do get aggressive, it's very, very laser focused. They know exactly where they want to go
And
and what they want to do.
Doing a little drawing of which path he would like them to take. We see the Black King bar completed on Mushi on the Storm Spirit. Now going for the Orchid.
Continuing the dance around, might be able to spot. Nope, Lanham actually got eyes on them. They're going to know what it was, but Sentry goes down a little bit too late as Lanham skitters to safety up on the high ground.
We're probably going to see each and every member of DK eventually trying to grab a Black King bar, even the Lich if it goes that late. Mushi, Invis, sees Kurogi, that's going to go for a kill.
See?
I thought.
He's checking things out, making sure that's the out shape they are. He's not going to get this, I don't think. Nope.
Oh, wow!
There's a black hole. It's going to be off the mark. And Mushi able to make it away behind that. We can see, yep, back on the ice. Is going to be the impale. Excuse me, the earth spike. And Denny trying to follow up and does manage to use that dagon to bring down the buzz. So Kuro actually gets another kill using that finger of death as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And what looked to be
Dire's
perhaps an
middle
easy
tower
kill for
is under
Mushi turns
attack.
into a 3-for-0 exchange.
Radiant's
Puppy may have
structures are
whipped on the black
fortified.
hole, but doesn't really matter. They got the job done anyway.
Dire's
Yeah, Mushi
middle
played that
tower
perfectly
has
too. He was
fallen.
waiting out the global side and immediately after that used his ultimate to get away from the black hole that didn't hit on anyone, and despite that, Navi won 3-0, and now Mushi is caught out without mana.
Oh wow. Mushi spotted, jumps across, he has no mana now. And can they catch him? There's rockets that do connect. And someone trying to track him down. That's going to be Puppy along with Funnick. Funnick with that blink dagger up. Can he get the... No, never mind. He's going to say, can he get the vacuum? Then he goes, nope, I got laser beams. It's fine.
So 4 kills for Navi and nothing for DK.
All because he wanted to kill a lion. One of them.
Ethereal Blade is completed on Burning though. So...
Well, at this point, though, like, what worries me is how much that helped Dendi in particular. I mean, he's got 1,200, almost 1,300 gold stashed away.
yeah.
Karvost has his scepter done now, and even Kuro benefited a lot from that. He's got 1,100 gold stashed away as well, so that's actually just kind of a big deal across the board. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, the biggest lead of the game, which granted wasn't much, it was about 1,500, but totally erased now in favor of Navi.
I'm very excited to see what happens once Burning joins the fight and starts using his Ethereal Blade against Kuroki and Dendi, who's got Finger of Death and Dagon and soon their own Ethereal Blade as well. I think we're gonna see a lot of heroes go down very fast.
Like somebody
Dire's
just circled
bottom tower
Roshan.
has
That
been
would have been
denied.
Kuro. And looks like they're going to move across that way, suspecting that maybe that's what's going on.
Poppy now finishing his Black King bar.
A very important item for him.
Definitely, 1400 HP on him now, and only the Chain Frost to stop him from unleashing the black hole on everyone.
If they could just wait for the Lich to die or for the Chain Frost to be used preemptively.
Yeah, Lich is a very easy target, almost a sitting duck with those 750 HP.
Yep. You're saying needs to tank himself up a bit. Right now, not very survivable.
So with that last team fight, Navi's definitely pulling ahead now, even with Burning picking up a lot of farm.
Well, honestly, the complexion of this game has, even though the kills will tell you, it's like 27 kills, 29 minutes, whatever, that's fairly action-packed. But everything just feels so... I think the pressure is beginning to be felt by this team. Like,
oh, both of them. One mistake will turn the game around completely. You see Ice is now completing his Black King bar as well. So both teams starting to pick up the items they need to survive through these engagements. Of course, NaVi with that pipe probably gonna make the difference. He was picking up a cloak on top of that. He really do not want to go down to anyone.
Like you said, BKB's the item of the day. NaVi smoking through the dire side jungle now. Not gonna find anyone home, but certainly will find an opportunity to plant some wards.
Larnum signaled right on top of them.
They're gonna double back to Roshan. I think that's where they are.
Smoke almost expires, getting dangerously close to the DK lineup now. Creep wave is gonna spot them out.
And DK just gonna pull back, playing very, very safe. They are letting Mushi free farm bottom, at least for the moment. Blink Dagger is gonna be done on the Nyx, so very important item for him and his ability to serve as initiator, or at least secondary initiator to Mushi. Letting him start the fights though would probably
Radiant's
be off.
bottom tower is under attack.
Look at Puppy.
Yep, Puppy slept, but not engaged upon. The pipe has been deployed by NaVi though. And in all this time, Diddy just continuing to split push top a bit.
Yeah, this means NaVi's gonna retreat for now. They don't want to run any risk, and therefore they need the pipe to be activated in the fight. DK obviously just waiting it out after usage, so another 40 seconds before we'll see an engagement break out, unless NaVi of course picks up Burning on the top lane now.
Burning should be safe.
DK is right behind them though.
He's gonna run right out and get spotted. There's the vacuum and the Lincoln is pop. Follow up with the chain. There's gonna be a chain cross that comes out, but the black hole will secure the kill. However, Earth Splitter helps to reset the fight some. Can they follow it up? Mushi going to engage in. Havos though. Looks like he's just gonna let him go. Not liking the idea of fighting around this March of the Machines, and again, that's just the control that a Tinker offers you. So Burning ends up taking a spill, and looks like he bought back. So a big waste of money, and he contributed nothing to the secondary side of that fight.
Yeah, and both BKBs popped on DK as well, and Mushi doesn't have any damage output. Nope. Especially not when there's a pipe up on NaVi, so great play by NaVi, just forcing any kill they can get and then a buyback and just reassuring their gold lead.
Do you think the BKB now, in retrospect, was the right call on Mushi, going defensive instead of aggressive first?
Yeah, I think he desperately needed to, and that's why this Silencer pick is so great coming out from NaVi, because they force Mushi to build defensively, and even then, not being able to do anything about the NaVi lineup.
Roshan being engaged now by DK, that dire side advantage being put to good use. And for the moment, looks like NaVi either is unaware or has no worries. They're aware now. They should be anyway.
Had Mushi gone for the Orchid rather than the BKB straight away, he would have just been cannon fodder in any fight. As soon as he'd blink in, he'd just be disabled by either group.
Oh wow! Puppy
Dire's middle
trying to
tower
follow
is
the
under
Astral
attack.
Spirit back, followed it right back to the Roche Pit, died and wasted a BKB charge on top of everything else. Really bizarre sequence there for him. Usually his judgment's so good, but he was literally just following an Astral Spirit back to where he knew the Elder Titan was going to be sitting, and turned out there was a whole team that just cleared up in Aegis.
What was he doing there on his own?
He literally was following the Astral Spirit. He was just going like this.
Interesting.
Yeah. But, weird decisions aside, it's a kill DK is going to be very happy to have taken. Take a look at the net worth. NaVi is in a much better position across the board, but number one on the map is the Morphling. So Tinker right behind him. It's not as if Dindy's going to be in danger of becoming irrelevant.
Burning now building into a blacking bar as well, so as I was saying, a lot of BKBs this game. See what Larnum is going for. He's got that Blink Dagger. Still think he'd be wise to get a blacking bar as well, just because Impale, Mana Burn, Spike Carapace, he's not going to be able to use any of them in the fight.
Right. And so take a look at Havos. He hasn't really tacked on much following the completion of his scepter. He's kind of got a yard sale going on. Got a Null Talisman, some Boots of Speed, and a Oblivion Staff, and of course his Casual Cloak.
He's just building into Refresh Your Orb.
Yep.
And once that's done, it's going to be incredibly hard for DK to win a team fight if they don't pick him up first. Kuroki closing up on a Blink Dagger. Poppy also 1,000 gold off his Blink Dagger, and I think NaVi would benefit a lot from getting a Blink Dagger. Look at this though, Larnum almost close enough to Poppy.
Very, very close. Puppy has help.
There we go.
There it is. Puppy, for the second time in about as many minutes, ends up dying. Just walking through the wrong part of the map. Dagon and Blink picked up off of that. And the rest of NaVi wanting no part of it as they fall back.
was trying to farm top, and that's the problem with having a hero in your life. Gonna take a lot of that farm away from you.
Last hit for us. Easy. They got almost all of them. Anyway, down at bottom. DK now taking that pick and trying to transition it into a tier 2.
Structures are fortified.
And it looks like they should be successful. That tower only has half health. Glyph has been used, but still quite a ways until Puppy will be back up and ready to fight.
Almost actually had to cancel his TP, and Mushi now has his completed orchid on in his stash at home.
Such an important item. They need that so badly, not just for the silences that are essential for bringing down heroes like the Tinker in particular, but also like the Lion.
Yeah, now I'm building a 4-staff or a Yun Scepter, but I'm assuming it's gonna be a 4-staff.
Yeah.
Technically, it could also be a Dagon, but still thinking it's gonna be a 4-staff.
Smoke now out of Navi. Move up mid lane. Doesn't look like they're heading towards anywhere that has anyone in the immediate vicinity. They may be able to catch someone in the jungle though, if and when they cross the river.
Still a very close game. Definitely favoring Navi once this goes into a 5-on-5, but they haven't been able to push that for the past 5 minutes. Instead, Poppy has died twice, and of course, Age is going the way of DK. Gonna help burning a lot in these engagements, and he now completed his Black King bar as well. So that's a total of 3 BKBs on the DK lineup.
Astral Spirit walking his way through, and actually, yeah, didn't hit anyone. Puppy barely able to dodge it. Navi, though, will be spotted by this ward. Defensive ward placed by DK, so they know. Yep, now they know. And Luci's just gonna go for it. Sees Kuro all by himself, ends up dying, and that's gonna be a blown ultimate from Havos. They're not gonna be able to do anything with this, and this is a problem because they're gonna be able to fight around this very effectively. 2 minutes it's on cooldown, and he's surged to safety. Otherwise, he probably would have died behind that after the Ethereal Blade. But that Aegis is still up, and that's going to be a long time that DK doesn't have to worry about that ultimate being available.
Navi's actually going back in.
This is bold. Bold. Let's see if they're willing to commit. Work it now done and actually in the inventory of Lucy.
There is no blink dagger on Poppy, and they desperately need that little edge to get in on DK. Otherwise, it's always gonna be on DK's premises that they just have the Storm Spirit jump on them, even burning on the Morphling with the wave into Ethereal Blade, and then of course the Nyx Assassin if he sneaks in through Vendetta.
Didn't he be tracked by Lanham? Yep, and there's going to be the Impale to follow up the Vendetta and burning there to secure the kill using the E-Blade. Well executed from DK, and another very high priority kill.
And this game is slowly running out of the hands of Navi. Slowly but surely though. 4 pickups now in favor of DK. Navi the Silencer.
Close on the top. Orchid showed off. There's going to be the pipe from Phonic though, but that being not bad. Probably showing us what he should do enough. And now he's going to be stopped. He has to BKB just to secure his own escape. So Lucy getting a little ahead of himself. Earth Splitter a little optimistic. Doesn't catch much of anything, but
yeah, he doesn't really do anything once that pipe goes off.
Yeah.
He's now down to a 6-second BKB. Once that hits 4, it's not going to take much for Navi to just kite him around for a little bit.
Look at other items. Aegis will be reclaimed in about 30 seconds. Lanham got a 4 staff of his own to go with his Blink Dagger. Has a staff of Wizardry.
MMY actually completing the pipe of inside now on the ledge.
Up Lanham. They have got eyes on him. Oh, no, spotted. You said that gem paying for himself right off the bat. Missiles and Phonic there, trying to finish him off, but BKB keeping ice up and standing. Navi
Navi was about to black hole, but thought better of it, seeing MMY right next to the other side.
Yeah.
Again, he's not afraid of committing a black hole to one hero. Bottom lane is pushed far in, so Dendi has some cleaning up to do. There is a Dagon 3 on him.
Speaking of Dendi, like you said, that burst getting huge. Dagon, E-Blade, and some squishies on the side of DK.
Dagon's now expired on burning, but he's sitting on 4k gold now. He's probably gonna build into a Skadi.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
MMY gonna be caught by Kuro and company. up on the high ground. Not even sure how he got there, to be deftly honest with you. I'm gonna imagine Phonic vacuumed him there.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, another nice kill going the way of Navi. Both of these teams, I mean, they're giving up kills here and there, and they are taking their shots. But still, this just feels like such a deliberate and directed kind of an effort on both sides.
Yeah, we still haven't had that major team fight that just leaves everyone dead. It's just been a few pickoffs here and there. We started out by DK getting 4 pickoffs, and then now Navi getting 2 on DK's side with Elder Titan and Blitz dying. Ice halfway to a Scythe of Ice.
We're waiting on the Hex, as you said. That device would be just gigantic for them if they could get it. One more way to lock down the Tinker. The Tinker's going to grow to be more and more of a liability as the game goes on. And net worth-wise, he is behind the Morphling, but he just offers something so different from what the Morphling offers.
Yeah, and Hovo's now completed his Perseverance as well, so all he needs is just the recipe, and he's got a Refresh Orb as well. And that, I don't know, that spells Doom to me. Bobby still haven't picked up any items since his flashing about 10 minutes ago.
There we go, gonna jump right on him. Puppy, maybe brought down, and nope, gonna be able to turn around and grab 2 with the black hole. Well placed, but brought down before he could get the full channel off. Avosis there trying to hang and bang, but the follow-up from DK a little too strong. They should be able to track down Phonic as well. As Burning notches a triple kill through all the chaos, gives him the old okie doke, does a double back around and will successfully do so. Dindy really never got involved in that fight. Tardy to the party, did what he could. But another big win going the way of DK.
Well, hello, Natural Order, and this was the big team fight that we had been waiting for, but once they blew their 2 big ultimates, namely the Black Hole and the Global Silence, there's really nothing else for them to do.
That's just good sense. That's just knowing. I don't see if he walked past his ward or not, but just guessing right, figuring where Denny was going to be, and now that makes 4 down. He's down for 50 seconds, and I doubt he's going to buy back if he even can. Say a relevant question because it doesn't look like he can anyway.
So the problem with this was that the Black Hole got off, and it was a fairly good Black Hole as well, but both heroes in the Black Hole had activated their Blacking Bars, and there's no real physical damage output from Navi. There was even a wall up, but it didn't really do much in that particular fight, and DK almost looked unscathed in that fight, aside from MMY.
I completely agree with you. They're just the follow-up isn't there, and that's what's kind of my question coming into this. Is where's the damage going to come from under the right circumstances? I mean, DK's never going to have much of a problem with that outside of Magic Community, but even then, their Morphling is sufficiently big now with 6,700 gold in his inventory that he should have no problem hitting hard very, very soon. Whereas with Navi, they're kind of relying on the Tinker to just go crazy, but that hasn't been the case. 5, 5, and 7, mediocre at best performance out of Dindu.
Yeah, he hasn't really been able to pick up some of those big kills. He's had a very lethal inventory, but only in one of these fights have we actually seen him been active. And then Larniman's picked him up twice now, if not thrice. But that's the power of DK's lineup. They have 2 heroes that so easily can pick 3 heroes. I keep forgetting about the Morphling. So 3 heroes that so easily picks up heroes around the map. And then of course, in the 5-on-5, the Natural Order. It's just, I can't underline just how strong that ability is.
Well, the problem with that Navi's going to be in the face very soon, and they're already feeling it. It's a level disparity. Morphling's level 23, compare that to Enigma, who's the highest on Navi at 17. So 6 level difference between the highest on Navi.
NatusVincere is now completing his Scythe of Ice. Navi's trying to force the push, there's no Black Hole.
Well, Dindy, right on top of Mushi. Mushi has the BKB and a run. And should be able to make it back to safety, at least for the moment.
Yeah, I think DK is going to be wise to just leave this tower. Mushi is pushing on top tower and he's not going to stop though. Lanham is right behind him, there's 2 gems, one of them each. Navi actually have to go back instead of pushing the tower.
Yep, they really can't afford to stay and try to trade hardware. It's not going to work. They sent back Kuro, but sit back a couple more just in case. 18-20, DK avoiding the push once again. Quite a sizable lead for DK, actually. 10,000 gold and 25,000 experience, and again, that's reflected in the leverage charges.
And the physical damage output from Ice going into these fights is not going to be something to scoff at. Once Astral Spirit goes through them and he stands in the midst of it all with Natural Order and his BKB on, he's going to hit for 250 damage at least. per hit.
You called it early, but this looked like one that was going to go late. And I agree with you. We're at 45 minutes in, and we still have tier 2 tower standing.
The Wolves trying to finish that refresh orb. I don't know, I have a lot of respect for that item, but the way DK is playing this, I might be wrong. Maybe that's not a problem for them at all.
Now DK moving as a foursome down through bottom. Blanham, the only one not there. He's looking to make something happen on his own. Near mid and near top lane.
Blanham has been very good at scouting out where Dendi would be hiding. Now waiting for his reflexes to come off cooldown. He's still not 16. Oh, he doesn't have a TP scroll either.
Looks like DK. I thought they might be willing to try to shove in bottom, then immediately collapse to mid, but...
Oh, Burning completed a butterfly. I didn't even notice that. He's sitting on 3,500 gold and a butterfly.
Yeah, well, I saw that he had 7,000 gold, but you're right. He is rather large and hitting for 300 plus damage in auto attacks with insane attack speed. And this is that issue again, like where's the damage for Na'Vi? We know exactly where it is for DK, and honestly Na'Vi is just going to have a hard time accounting for him, barring some kind of a major mess up on
Yeah, the only one that can take him down is Dendi on the Tinker. Because right now, they don't have the physical damage output. They're never gonna have the physical damage output to take down Burning, especially not when he has a butterfly that provides him with 35% evasion. So it's all in the hands of Tinker.
Well, both teams really dodging each other for the most part. And again, this has had just such a different feeling for both teams this game. I mean, usually you have these chess dances going back and forth. That will be an Aegis for Burning right there, so a little disappointing for Na'Vi, I'm sure. But both teams really only engaging whenever they really care to. They're not giving a lot of openings for them to be caught out. We're not seeing a lot of marauding around the map and trying to only do things with packs of 1 and 2 instead.
There is a lot on the line for this match.
Oh yeah.
Winning this almost effectively secures your spot in the third phase.
Yep. For DK it does. For Na'Vi they still really need at least one more to feel super safe about it. But this is how I think we can expect the games to look moving ahead, especially as today gets later and we move towards our last bit of phase 1, or phase 2, excuse me.
We've already seen how teams get more and more desperate in some of their matchups. Alliance most notably when they tried for the level 1 Rose attempt and ended up feeding away 5 kills and wasting the Aegis as well. Was that against DK?
I honestly don't remember. After a while they all start to run together. But DK just continuing to farm their own jungle. Let's talk. I mean, you look at the Morphling, he's basically 6-slotted now. He's not going to have the Aegis forever, but he is quite huge. On the side of Na'Vi, do you think of, well, I mean, honestly, as soon as I ask it, I was going to say, do you think Avos is where he needs to be? He's not. Like, there's just, I mean, it's nice having Axe Refresher, that's a big deal, but his item development, other than that, has been truly garbage.
Yeah, and that's the problem. They have to rely solely on Dendi right now. And then Poppy, he's sitting on 3k gold. He doesn't have the Blink Dagger. I think a lot of times throughout this game, a Blink Dagger would have offered a lot for Na'Vi lineup, and we still haven't seen a proper combo coming out from Phonic and Poppy yet. They have the most potent 5-on-5 combo. There is a Blink Dagger up in Phonic and has been for the past 30 minutes or so, or 20 minutes at least. So the Vacuum Black Hole copy has been... they've been able to pull it off if they wanted to, but it's much easier once Poppy gets that Blink Dagger up and going as well. It doesn't seem as if he wants to commit to one. Bloodstone not completed on Mushi though, so he's getting increasingly big, and
that's what I was thinking. That Bloodstone coming out marks, basically that tells you that Navi's kind of on a timer now. Like, they can't just let DK continue to spiral like this. Morphling's just going to get, well, I mean, honestly, he's pretty much 6-slot. There's not a whole lot he could do to rebuy DKP, I guess, but...
yeah, well, once that Aegis goes off, he's probably going to invest into, I'm guessing a Satanic knowing Burning.
Yeah.
He really likes to go for that item instead of the Skadi or the Mantis style.
Radiant's middle
down
tower
goes a tier 2
fallen.
for free. And Na'Vi has no interest in defending as they stay nestled.
There's not really much reason for him to go for a Satanic in this particular lineup, though. He's not really competing with anyone over physical damage. So yeah, Skadi I think would be a lot better here.
If he's got his BKB, he's got, like, Scotty just kind of rounds things out. I mean, you're not going to see a Butterfly come out, so you don't need an MKB. Crit you could if you really were that concerned about it, but honestly, I just feel like the overall benefit of going Scotty is gigantic whenever there is no true right-clicking hard carry hero that's going to develop it. Avos right now is just, again, ages behind where he needs to be. He's behind even Puppy at this point, and Puppy has not had the best game, sitting at 5-4-7.
Even a Mantis style would still not be bad. Just to have those illusions, sort of dish out some damage as well. Especially just assigning them to Kuroki. He's sitting on 900 HP and...
There we go, they're gonna jump right on the bows. Can they get him? There's the Vortex, can he get it up? Yes, the Earth Splitter was there, but Burning able to clean it up, and now Mushi and Lanham on the charge. Puppey will be able to make it away. Funnick trying to surge away. Kuro's there to try to help. Kuro probably just killed himself trying to save his buddy. Never mind, able to blink. Blinks across the river, and Lanham looking to catch up with him one way or another. Let's see if they'll be able to get anyone. No, Funnick a little too quick, and Kuro heading down top lane. Off of this, though, with the silencer down for 40 seconds, they may decide to go ahead and push mid. They've got a creep wave already set up.
We just went from the top lane to the middle lane in the matter of 5 to 8 seconds, I think.
Yep.
So many blink daggers, and of course the ball lightning coming out from the Storm Spirit.
9,000 gold right now on this Morphling. Carlos does not have buyback. So if they decided to push, he would have to wait the full duration. Doesn't look like they're willing to take that chance right now, though.
No, Mushi was getting sort of low on mana. He's getting... He has a 4-second duration Black King bar now as well, so yeah, they need to time it on the silencer each and every time. It's gonna be increasingly harder, especially as Navi gets more aware of the fact that all DK needs to do is focus down Havos, so Puppey's just gonna stay in his immediate vicinity. He actually was in that fight, but I don't know what happened. Maybe he wasn't close enough. Because I think if Puppey had locked down the Storm Spirit in that fight, and Havos had been able to get off both global silencers, it might have looked differently. Remember, we still had Funnick with the vacuum and the wall of replica up, and he has a scepter. That's where their physical damage output is gonna come from. They're gonna make DK their own enemies.
Go. Tinko coming in. And hanging around. Those rest of the teams also coming out.
Okay, gold on Ice as well. So much gold on DK.
Yep.
Hey, even MMY is picking up items. An Ogre Club on him and 1300 gold.
Well, at this point, it definitely feels like it's DK's game to win or to lose. Navi continues to play very, very cautiously. And DK, honestly, not willing to push their advantage unless they're 100% sure they'll be able to get a lot out of it. Rosh is going to be back up in a few minutes, so we may honestly just see them decide to wait this Roshan out.
A Perseverance on Ice.
And
Radiant's
Mushi
top
able to
tower
make it
is
away.
under attack.
Perseverance on Ice. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I don't know.
Lincoln's?
I think Refresh Orb is out of the question. Lincoln's would be decent also because you can just put it on the Storm Spirit when he jumps in.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
And then of course, I don't know, just your everyday casual battle for
Dindy engaged by Lanham, and there's going to be an Earth Splitter that will get the job done. So they managed to pick Tinker off all by his lonesome.
He does have buyback. And
last thing he wants to do is have to use buyback.
Rob is going for a Scythe of Ice. He's not going to get that Blink Dagger. He's just building straight into more Disable. They do need more Disable, so it's an understandable item pickup. Still though, that Blink Dagger.
that dagger. And speaking of, no, it's going to be in the end. It's going to be that Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah.
Picked up on Ice. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Yeah,
could use it on
I would have been very surprised if he went for a Battle Fury.
Oh, if he gone Refresher, get the dual Earth Splitters going.
Would have been some great chaotic fights.
Oh, it would have been. Dude, Earth Splitter has by far the best sound effect of Rhoda.
It does actually cancel Black Hole, does it?
Does it? I actually don't know that at all.
It sort of seems to me as if it does. I mean, it defies all logic to me that it should.
Right.
But in some of these fights, it looks as if it does.
I honestly couldn't tell you. Good throw. The ammo's popping. Caught. Don't have to analyze much to know that's bad news.
Instantly buys back.
They actually used the pipe too.
Global number 1 is used.
And this is going to be the BKB. They pick up Kuro for free, and now Burning coming into his own cup. He's got a black hole here, but there's the Chain Frost to knock him out of it. And DK ready to close this one out, it would seem. Burning is the gigantic right now.
Yeah, Mushi hung on to his Black King bar so long in that fight.
Got him hard, by the way. We were talking about what item he was going to get. Got him hard. He has 5,100 health right now.
It adds more agility than the Skadi would. Actually, I'm not even sure. Because obviously he can morph it back and forth. No, I still think Iron Skadi would have been a better pickup.
Right now, he's hit pretty hard, and we're going to have them engage again. Havos is there. Already used his ulti once, and refresh. just doesn't matter. Running, caught from behind, and burning, cleaning that up as well. This is probably getting close to your GG moment. Yeah, they're at this. Honestly, that was a kind of a weird game to watch you cast because it was very passive and huge moments. There were a couple of big fights, but for the most part, it felt like both teams just dodged each other because they had an idea of where they wanted to go. But in the end, when they did clash, DK came out a little too much ahead in each turn, and they ride that.
NaVi sort of went on a mission with a very brave idea. They couldn't